that I do, which are primarily um, access consciousness and shamanism. So that is a little about myself and the work I do. You can find me on the integrated science.com. I'll share the web link on the chat later for participants. So I would really like to start right away with talking about shamanism. Shamanism, what today we are going to do is called core shamanism, which was developed by Dr. Michael Hanna. He was a famous anthropologist and a Harvard graduate and a teacher in Harvard with anthropology. And Dr. Mahana spent many, many years in the Amazonian belt and in basically the South American region, getting to know different shamanic practices and shamanic cultures. And later on worldwide, where when he really became one of the major sources in revival of shamanism, he then became, he then went all over the world teaching and practicing shamanism. What he came up with was called core shamanism, because what his experience taught him was that irrespective of culture, irrespective of geography, irrespective of the place that shamanism was being practiced, the core tenets of shamanism remain the same. And do understand that this was developed thousands of years before wireless or telephone or any kind of communication was possible between these regions. Like Siberia did not have connection to Africa, Africa didn't have connection to America, but what they were practicing was universally common. So this universal consciousness that works and guides all of us became very obvious to Dr. Hanna. And that is where he distilled all these processes into what is called core shamanism. And core shamanism takes tradition, geography, cultural nuances out of shamanism and only looks at the core tenets by which, but the basic target of that is to connect with your guides, is to get guidance and to receive information which is not available to you and your cognitive mind. So this is what the whole idea of shamanism is. Up until now, is there any question? Because if there isn't, we'll straight away get into journey. Okay.
No, ma'am, it's okay. We got to know brief about this activity which we are going to learn today. So it's okay, ma'am.
Yeah, because it makes sense to go straight away into a journey, because finally, shamanism is an experiential process. It is something we require to experience. Since we have Shubhana and Alicia, I would also request you guys to join in on this, because since you're here, and it's definitely, I mean, if you just do it once, it is going to be a life-changing process. So, okay. So right now, what we will do is, I hope you people are in a place where you can close your eyes and at least maybe, if it is possible, put a cloth over your eyes so that it is a little dark. Because we are doing this process in the morning. Usually shamanic practices were all done in the night. But however, the Federation of Shamanic Studies, which is basically continued by Dr. Hanna's nephew and wife, they don't propose that you have to do shamanism only in the night. You can always do it in the day. But just make sure that you have a way of covering your eyes. Once you've done that, I will be starting something called the shamanic drumming. So there are different ways of achieving the non-ordinary state of consciousness. So what we are while we are talking and we are, going about our daily routine is called the ordinary reality. With shamanism, we tap into the non-ordinary reality. Now, how is the non-ordinary reality coming around? The non-ordinary reality basically is a space where which you achieve either by taking chemicals, which the ancient Americans and in South America it was the ayahuasca they used to do, but it is not necessary that it is only done by chemicals. So drumming is the acoustic way of for us to achieve that theta state, where you are in that state where you are beyond the ordinary reality. So when you are in that theta state of mind, then what happens is you are able to go beyond your ordinary concerns and ordinary way of being. Um, with core shamanism, how we go about it is by with the help of drumming at a particular frequency. Okay, it is continuous, monotonous. It doesn't go up and down in frequency. It remains the same for the period of the journey. We also add rattles to it because rattling is another way that a lot of spiritual modalities use when they are doing spirit work. Uh, I would suggest that you have access to some drinking water as well, because this may require you to take some water, hydrate yourself, and all of that. So when I start the drumming is going to last for about, I think, 7 to 10 minutes. That is quite long when it comes to shamanic practices. I would request you to go to a place, a physical place, okay, not something you've seen in the TV or not something you've seen in pictures, but some place you have physically been to. Go to a place like that and imagine yourself. Imagine, and make it on land. Don't make it on water or don't make it somewhere at a height or anything. It can be a mountain also. That's perfectly fine. Or it can be a cave. It can be a river. It can be any of those things. Imagine yourself uh, going down a hole. Okay. If you require to shapeshift yourself into an ant, into a smaller insect or animal, and you can also imagine yourself shrinking. Imagine going down a hole, a dark hole, into the ground. It can even be a tree that you go down to through its roots. I find that very helpful. I always use a tree as a way of access, as the access mundi. This will be called your access mundi. This is where you access the three worlds, the upper, lower, and middle world. That I will be explaining later. Right now, we are only concerned with the lower world. One more clarification: in shamanism, lower world does not mean hell. Lower world and upper world are your non-ordinary reality. And these are spaces of great healing, of receiving divine guidance, and all of that. Something that Kevin Turner jokes about is that your hell is your middle world where you already are. The upper and lower worlds are not your hell, but that's a joke. There is no concept of hell in shamanism, by the way. Hell is a very religious concept, and shamanism has nothing to do with religion. That's also one more clarification. So, all of that put aside, what you see yourself doing is going down that hole and just keep going down till you see a space. A space is a clearing. It can be a forest, it can be a garden, it can be any place that it may be somewhere you've already been, or it may be a completely new place. And just be there and explore the place like you have gone there for the first time. Even if you don't see people, even if you don't see animals, that is perfectly fine. Just be there for a few minutes, explore, look around, watch the scenery, and after that, when you are done, take yourself back up the route you came. If it's a hole or a tree, take yourself back up, come back to the ground level, and just take few deep breaths. And in case you require to reconnect with your body, put your hand on your heart and take a few deep breaths. Okay. So we will be starting now. I will be sharing on my screen the audio, which will be um, Shabana. I think it should work out.
Yeah.
If I share the link with you, will you be able to
Yeah.
play it? I think from your end it will be easier.
Yeah. And you are a co-host, so you can share it as well.
I'm not able to figure
So
out how.
please share the link.
Yes, I'm putting it away. I've put it on WhatsApp. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, and somebody said they have joined late, so I'll just run through what we're going to do one more time. We are going to do what is called a shamanic journey. So all you're required to do is imagine yourself at a space where you are. It's a physical space you've been to, a place or a garden or somewhere in nature that you've been to. Choose a place in nature, by the way. Imagine yourself going down a hole or a tree or or whatever it is, going down into the ground, and you keep going down, 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 down till you come to a clearing, a space, and this space can be a garden, can be a forest, can be a field, can be anything. Okay. Uh, can and it can also be a water body. See if that shows up for you, or if any water body does show up for you. That also happens from time to time with people. Please go there and just look around. Just look around and just have like a experience of that place. And once you are done, uh, once you have looked around, you'll know. Just start coming back up into the uh, coming back up the way you went down. If it was a tree or it was a hole or it was whatever, a tree trunk, just come back up from there. And when you are back up, just put your hand on your heart, take few deep breaths, and we will take it forward from there. Okay. So this recording is going to be, I think, about 10 minutes. I will request Shabana to stop it at about 8 minutes journey. This will be. So if everybody is ready, I will go on. I'll stop my video and Shabana, please start the audio and we can start from there. And we'll stop at 8 minutes. This audio is about 14 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Shabana, you can start. I'm not getting an audio. Is everybody? No, Sanju, it will not be guided. This is something you require to do by yourself. We will discuss it once you are done. Yeah. Please start. I think few people, a few people are late, so they were not able to follow. That is okay. This is just the first of the journeys we are doing. I'll do a few more. Did anybody journey? Was there anything that you were able to see? Could somebody experience share their experience right now? Nobody
Uh,
journeyed?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
As I understood, you should have to go through some kind of a solid material and a tree and go through the ground and then hit a kind of an open space.
Yes.
So we went into the earth and some kind of a picture of something in the earth came up. I mean, what could be inside the earth, like maybe a pot of gold or maybe an odd skeleton or something like that. Then maybe I imagined going into a kind of a place between land and water, cold kind of a place as you go inside. And there was a water body there, and it was a land and water body, kind of dark, cold kind of a place. And then you came back through the route, and coming back was maybe a little more quicker because maybe you'd already made some kind of a tunnel. So I mean, maybe these were the thoughts which came to my mind.
Okay. May I know your name, please? Because in the view that I have right now, I am not able to see. Are you Naveen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Naveen. So this skeleton and the pot of gold and all of those. So a lot of people experience these things, but this is still the subterranean. This is just immediately under the ground where human beings are able to dig and reach till. Okay. You did the correct thing by going further, deeper. And sometimes the journey to the lower world is a dark space for a lot of people. However, it is not a space of darkness. There can be light, there can be a lot of, there can be sunlight, there can be everything there. Okay. And we are not going into the underground with this. We are going into what is called the lower world, which is a space of healing, a transcended space where you can connect with your spirit animals and your spirit guides. Okay, so for the first time, Naveen, this was fantastic. Nothing done wrong.
Well, I too have a question. I could feel as if
One request, please. So I guess you are Sarita speaking.
yeah, Dr. Sarita.
When you are talking, could you please go to reactions and raise your hand? Because what it does for me in that case is I can see who it is.
Acha, okay, the next time I'll do that. But right now, it's only that I could listen to a word, poison, poison. समझ नहीं आया मुझे क्या हो रहा है, but I was going down.
Yeah, so the thing with shamanism, or the way I'm teaching it, is that it is the only sound you require to listen to is the drumming. If you are having other words, other things that are coming up, then, it's like this. When you water a plant, it grows. If you don't water a plant, it dies. So even if you're hearing something, if you just ask it to go away, or if you just ask it to not stay with you, it just kind of, it disappears.
Okay.
Because this is your sacred space. What do I mean by sacred space? Sacred space is a space of honoring of you. Things which are here are in your highest interest, and the things and the guides also which turn up here are all in your highest interest and your best interest. There can be other things, but I will not be covering all that right now because this is very preliminary. We are not going into middle world journeys and all of that. We are just doing lower world, and in lower world is a space of great healing, playfulness, laughter, and lightness in your world. Okay, so please,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. So don't worry about it. There was no poison at this point. Don't worry about it at all. So yeah, Miss Meenu, you were the next one. Please go on, and then after that.
Yeah, so it was a very nice experience. So I was feeling as if I want to dance with the drumming sound. So I visualized that like there's a tree outside my gate. So I was going down that. And then I burst into a place where I've been. Like I went to Dwarhat, the Babaji's cave. So I felt I had reached there, and I could very clearly picture the rock I was sitting on once when I was there. And I could go inside the cave, and there was a lot of sunlight. So then I felt, okay, now it's time to go back. And then automatically, hand pakadne ke liye, they emerged in the tree, and I was able to climb out of it. But I was really feeling like dancing throughout.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's beautiful. Yeah, Sanju.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meenu.
Yeah, I had a great time too. So in the beginning, can I ask you something?
Sure.
I finished before the drumming stopped. So is that am I supposed to finish
It's okay.
only?
It's okay. It
okay.
depends. It depends from people to people. This
Okay.
was the first journey you did, and I'm guessing it's the first journey, and it's fine. There are times when journeys get over much faster for people, or sometimes they take a little longer. That's perfectly okay.
Okay. So I was in sunlight, and I was initially on a tree, palm tree, and then I saw the like how the trees are cut, and then there is that circular diameter. So a cut tree, sawn off tree. So I was on that, and then I went down into uh, the hole of inside, and then the space was
Sorry, I have dogs and they have to. Yeah, please go on. Please go on.
so in the space it was there was light, but it was
Just 1 second. Give me 1 second, Sanjay.
sure.
Yeah, please go on. Yeah.
So in the space, when I went down, there was a space in which it was it's full of light, but it was also it's something where I can't see because it was all spongy as in why like a cloud, almost, but yellow, surrounded by I couldn't see through the sponge. So then I went, then it cleared away, and then I saw water like in a swamp, and then also like the lawn, like lawns, how green lawns are, that too. So both are merging, the swamp kind of, where the water comes out and then into the land and all that and the lawns were merging a bit. And so then I went there and I spent some time. I was the sunlight and all that, and then I sat down, and then I started meditating. I sort of reached out to the spirits and angels and all that, and even the spirit animal. So it was nice, and then bright. Then I said, okay, I was not sure when the music was going to stop. So I came off and came out, and then I went through the water to the hole, and came out to the other side, which is the tree trunk. And then again, I sat there for some time, quite some time in the sunlight. looked at the greenery and
Wonderful. This is a wonderful journey, and this is beautiful. But then also, I would like to say that, don't make anything your benchmark of a good journey. I mean, this is for the others, Sanjay. I'm glad you had this experience, and I'm glad you had such a meditative, such a beautiful space show up for you. For the rest of you for whom it may not have been like this, me saying that this is a wonderful journey is not a benchmark. Okay, that this is how a journey should be. A journey is only when you're listening to drumming and you're able to access the non-ordinary reality. And when you are in the non-ordinary reality, when you're going into the lower world, my suggestion would be look around. Look around, sit, stand, run, play with the entire, like, as children, what you would have done if you go to a new place, be that. Shamans are usually childlike. They are treated very seriously by their community, but in themselves, they are highly playful, boisterous, humorous people. So that is what is said of many, many great shamans across cultures. So this is what I would like to say to you. Anybody has any more questions, any more this thing?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Is this my imagination? Just, what is
Even if it is your
Isn't-
imagination, is it a bad thing?
Sorry?
Even if this is your imagination, is it a bad thing?
No, of course not.
Yeah. So this is something that even I feel that, even now after journeying for so long, I still sometimes see things and I'm like, am I imagining things? Am I even, do I even know what I'm doing? But my other side of my life is being a doctor, where I need to know everything. I need to have all the answers. I need to be correct. I need to be right. I need to be all those things. So, and on the other side, I play with this thing called shamanism, which is like, so transcendental, so different, so much about interpretation and so much about, going beyond the ordinary reality. So when I see that, I sometimes wonder that, sometimes I even question my relevance, that where is it that I'm truly relevant? But this is the beauty of it, that we hold on to one thing called reality, but there are multiple realities. There are multiple realities, there are multiple things. And just because something is not synchronous with what you call your reality right now, doesn't mean it is imagination, or doesn't mean it is not true.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation.
You're most welcome. So anybody else want to talk, or we can go on to the next part? I'll take that as a no. And so, okay. For the people who joined a little late, I'll again, so does anybody need clarification about how to access their lower world? Okay. So I'm getting that everybody is aware of how to journey to their lower world now. Right.
Yeah.
Now, the next exercise, what we're going to do, the next journey that we're going to do is meeting your spirit animal. All right. So a spirit animal is an animal, first of all, I would say, look for a wild animal. If you are seeing a domesticated animal, the thing with domesticated animals are, not to say anything wrong with them, but what happens is that they lose their spirit because of the domestication, or because they have been they have now become part of human reality, so they lose their wildness about them. So we won't be looking for a domesticated animal. It will be a wild animal. It can be a mythical animal also. It can be an animal which you have probably seen in your mythological belief, or in it can be from a fairy tale also. It can be any one of those things. It doesn't have to be an animal which is currently in existence. It can be an extinct species as well. But it will not be a domesticated animal like a cow, dog, cat, one of the domesticated, or or pigs, or the animals that are raised for animal husbandry and for cultivation, or are domesticated. Okay. When I, again, for a lot of people who are of the Hindu belief, what happens is they sometimes come across the bull, the Nandi, So for them, there again, you require to ask the animal that, are you my spirit animal? And if you get an emphatic yes, then it is your spirit animal. Okay, so there are no hard and fast rules. However, the guidance is that it will not be a domesticated animal like your dog or your cat. Cats again can be feline, and there is a lot of feline connotation. So a lot of times feline animals can also show up. My guidance to everybody who learns from me is that always ask a question. If you ask a question, you will get the awareness. Okay. So same process. You go to your access mundi by now, which which is maybe a rock, a tree, a space, a clearing, a hole, or whatever. You push through. You go down, and if it requires you to be little present and keep going down till you go through, the different levels where you have minerals and gold and burials and all of that, because that is still where people are digging. You're still on the surface. So I would really suggest that you go down, 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 down. Go underneath also. If you're coming on a water body, go underneath that as well. And go really, really further down till you come to a space which is open, which may be a forest, a lawn, somebody who shared, I think Meenu shared that it was a space where she had already been, and it can be that as well, like a religious space she had been. That is her lower world. It was a rock. It was a place where you went and sat down. You can run, you can explore, you can look around, you can even be with all of it for some time, and then look for your spirit animal. Okay. And when you're in the process of looking for your spirit animal, ask it questions like, are you my spirit animal? Are you here to be with me and guide me through my shamanic initiation and shamanic experiences? Okay. So yeah, 2 people have their hands up. Please go. Yeah, Sanju.
I just wanted to know what should be the speed of this going down. I mean,
There is no
go
speed.
down very fast.
There is no speed. It can be as fast and as slow as you would like it to be. Because in non-ordinary reality, there is no concept of time. 8 minutes can feel like an hour. 1 hour can feel like 1 minute. Time is a concept of this reality. When you're journeying, you're in the non-ordinary reality. So you can go as fast or as slow as you desire. Sanju, your hand is still up.
Yeah. So I, when I asked for the spirit animal I did see that. So initially I thought of a cat. I already I have a cat in the house. So I thought, okay, maybe it's because of that. And then a lion came into my mind. So, but I didn't ask whether it was my spirit animal or anything like that.
And try and see it.
I've always been sort of attracted to wild animals, cats, and lions and all that.
That's fine. That's fine. Just go on this journey now, and you are a step ahead, which is amazing. So you talk to the lion. Talk to the lion. Talk to your spirit animal like you would talk to a friend. Okay. So ask. You're here for my journey. What is my journey with you? Where would you like to go? Show me around. Like they even take you around if you ask. If your animal likes to run or fly, just go. You can do that. It is safe. The spirit animal is in your highest and best interest. It will not harm you, eat you, do anything to you. So just go for a run, flight, whatever it likes to go for. Or even if it likes to sit with you, do that. Engage. So, Shabana, this will be the same drumming we'll be playing, and this will be for 10 minutes. I'll give all of you a few minutes to gather yourself around. I intentionally made this a little longer journey because I wanted you to have time to engage and interact with your spirit animal. In case you haven't met your spirit animal this time, that is also okay, because these things take a little time, and sometimes it may require a little persistence from yourself, from your end as well. And if you have already met, then I would like to hear.
Apart from lion, I could see bear.
Please raise your hand once so that I know who's speaking. Let's go to the reactions and you can. Okay, Sanju's not speaking though.
I think Preetham wanted to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, Mr. Preetham. Please go on, please.
I just. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I joined late, but just I could think of deer.
A deer.
Deer.
Oh, wonderful. Great. And what did you do when you met the deer?
Pardon?
What did you do when you met the deer?
What did you?
Do when you met the deer? Did you have any interaction?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, all right. So the next time, whenever you do this, Pritamji, my request to you would be interact with the deer. Ask it, talk to it like you would talk to a friend. You can go for a run for it, because in the lower world, your physicality wears away. Even if you're not able to run in the ordinary reality, in your non-ordinary reality, you can run, jump, you can be as fast as a deer, you can be as slow as a sloth, you can be everything, because time and speed does not exist in the non-ordinary reality.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Yes, Sanjay.
Right. So I went through the thing again, the hole and all. But this time I think it was slightly different, more darker, the route. And I didn't go through that spongy type part. I just went directly, there was bright light. Then on a sort of irrigated field, I saw the lion. And so I kept asking it, whether it's my spirit animal or not. But it didn't really say anything. It just was there. It came around, was just walking around, and then I went towards it, and then I held it, and I could feel the hair, the mane of the lion, and it was all very loving. That that was a feeling I got, and yeah, that was nice, very beautiful. Then after some time, I saw also peacock come. I was still thinking, asking it like, "Are you my spirit animal? Are you my spirit?" I wanted to say something. Then out of the a peacock came out. Then a dove came out. Then another bird came out, and they were all surrounding the lion. So then I looked at it, and then it seemed to be smiling a bit at me. So surrounded by these animals.
Yeah, wonderful. So what happens, Sanju, is that these benevolent spirit animals, spirit guides have been waiting for us to connect to them. It is said that as children we had an innate connection to all of them. We all have
Sorry,
our spirit.
can you speak up?
As children, we had a connection to all these spirit guides and spirit animals. Usually, children are protected, looked after by their spirits very, very closely. But as we grow up and, regular life takes over and all of that, adulthood takes over, we lose this connection. And my sense of your journey is that the lion is your spirit animal, because that looked like it was in the center of the entire journey. However, the dove, the peacock, they can be totem animals. So what do I mean when it's a totem animal? Totem animal is that these animals, they all have certain gifts for you. Okay. You may be going through a certain phase in your life for which they can bring you gifts. And that integration, that thing is something that I teach, but it today an hour is too less for all of that. If more people are interested, we can see how we can create like a shamanism workshop and everything with Mavin. We can, Shabana and all, I can have a discussion regarding that. But it is wonderful that it has shown up for you. Do look up what totem animals and shamanism mean. Like if you Google it also, you will have a lot of resources show up. Do look up what a peacock and a dove mean in shamanic sense. And so they will bring you guidance. They will bring you qualities, attributes that probably you require right now with whatever you're going through. Okay? But your spirit animal is usually one, and it can change. What you start off with will eventually change as you're journeying, as your life changes, and the demands of your life also change. Okay?
Oh, the spirit animal also changes.
Yes, the spirit animal can change. It doesn't always change, but it can change.
Okay. And what do you mean by when you say this is the lower abode or lower world?
So in shamanism, there are three worlds. There are the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world. The lower world is a different energy than the upper world, but it is not the underworld or hell. It is a space of great healing, a space of revelation, a space where beyond the ordinary reality, where you can get guidance from the transcendent beings. And so is the upper world. So again, it is too much to cover in 1 hour. It will be exhausting for you and your body. So I do not want to do that. You can read up about all of this. You can search for Michael Hanna, Dr. Michael Hanna. You can search for Sandra Ingerman. They are great resources. They are very, very experienced. Dr. Hanna is no more. Sandra Ingerman is still alive, and you can look up her workshops. You can look up her whatever she does as well. She is truly, truly amazing. So I hope that answers you, Sanju, and I'll also be putting in my email address here, just so that I do understand that shamanism is technically a very, very broad topic. So it may be a little difficult for everybody to grasp right away. So if you have any further questions regarding your journey, please feel free to email me. I'll quickly go over to Naveen now.
Yes, ma'am. So as that animal, as you were mentioning, I mean, this time that initial journey was pretty quick. I mean, I reached the animal quite quickly, and it was a dinosaur. And it was a greenish kind of a dinosaur, and it was a big animal, obviously. But I did not feel much intimidated, or, I felt very friendly, and maybe he took me along, and we were on a beach, I think, and he took me around, and he maybe gave me some food also. So that was how it was. But this lasted for some time, for a very short time, and then I drifted away. I don't know where I drifted away, but suddenly out of the blue, a pig appeared. And pig was not that greatly enthusiastic about anything. He was just lying around, and I was also lazing around with him. So I thought that the pig was sort of more similar to my personality. I mean, I'm not that enthusiastic or exuberant kind of a person. I generally prefer to lie low, and I prefer to um, play it. I mean, I'm not that exuberant kind of a person.
Was it a pig or a boar? What is it? Is it the domesticated pig or was it a boar that you saw, a wild pig?
No, it was a pig. I mean, it was a pig.
Okay.
The
Okay.
kind of pig which you see on
Okay.
the pinkish kind of big
Got it.
pig.
Got it. Got it.
So it was more, I mean, like, yeah, you can say domesticated, because that was what came across. I mean, I think we are all domesticated only, so
Correct. 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 We have been domesticated. I do agree with that. So, Naveen, dinosaur is definitely your spirit animal. I would always suggest that refer to your spirit as well as always the dinosaur, so that it is the spirit of that entire species that you are drawing from. And Dr. Dr. Hana also suggests that not to call it my, because here they are not my relative, my mother, my pet, my dog, my cat. So again, these are things that you will learn more and more as you explore this with me or with any shamanic teacher. These are just guidelines. Again, no harm done if you do it also. These are Bunny, come here. These are just hang on for 1 minute. Right now is the garbage collection time, so my dog goes crazy. Sweetheart, come here. Come here. So yeah. So that is basically the guideline that is given. All of these are general guidelines, nothing like you have to do or you've done something very wrong if you don't follow it or if you have not followed it. Please don't make it a very stringent rule. And Naveen, what you said, I would for now just go with being with your spirit. Uh, who you are today will change tomorrow. Who you were yesterday, you no longer are. We all have characteristics, but that too can change. Okay, and you'll be surprised how it changes. So yeah, I'm glad, and this is absolutely lovely what you shared.
Yeah.
Menuji?
Yes, Dr. Anindita.
Yeah.
So before, when you were suggesting, I was thinking, okay, what would it be, a wolf, or I don't want it to be a snake. Those thoughts were going on in my mind.
Correct.
And I'm really loving the drumming sound. The awesome. And then when I went down the tree again, so first it was dark and then it was all gold, like a golden light. So there was nothing as gold as such, but golden light was down there. And somewhere again, the thought of wolf was coming, that it would be my spirit guide. And then suddenly in front of me, I see a unicorn. So I said, okay, wow, is this my spirit animal? So I asked him, and it also was very happy. Yes, I am. And then we are both doing a jig sort of thing. And then it was asking, you come with me, fly with. I said, how can I fly? You can do it. So I just seemed to soar into the universe. First, I saw a great, like a plateau sort of thing. And then we were in the universe and stars. And the next moment, I was flying over a forest. And then we came back again to that same spot where we started. And again, we are doing that jig thing. And I was very happy that, okay, wow, it's awesome that you are my spirit guide.
Wonderful. Because, I mean, it's like not even that you have to do anything cognitively, but few minutes in the lower world, few minutes with your spirit animal in a day gives you a different perspective.
Great.
It absolutely gives you a different perspective of yourself. It gives you a different perspective. And for Naveen and Sanju, I would say, please engage more. Like even if today, like today or tomorrow, you can one more, because the sound which I shared is there on YouTube, and Shabana can definitely put up the link on the chat. You can use that, and you can use multiple. There are multiple drumming links on YouTube. You can use any one of them and just go and engage with your spirit animal. It is such a healing if you're having a bad day, a low day or whatever, just to know that there is something out there that is looking out for you, looking after you, absolutely is, receiving you for whoever and whatever you are. It's such a huge sense of support and such a huge sense of kindness and generosity of things towards us. So please.
So we have an animal friend now.
Yes, you do. You do.
Right.
And there are a lot of friends out there if we begin to explore that.
Your guy seems to be, your spiritual animal. Your guy is not leaving you.
Oh, she runs my life. She's not only spiritual, she runs my entire life. This is my joke. I say that, my dogs own me, I don't own them.
That was happened.
Exactly. Your children, your dogs, they all start to own you. You don't own anything. So, Shivana, I think we are out of time. We are good for time.
Yeah.
Okay. Bonnie, come here. So, so thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks
a lot. It was an
and-
amazing session.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks everybody for joining. And it's a Sunday morning, and I won't keep you